After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen Hook Needles Podcast, episode 302.
Today, episode 302.
What?
Sorry, I'm trying to mess you up.
Today is Tuesday, April 3rd, 2018. As we are recording, we decided not to record on Monday for whatever reason. I don't remember what the reason was.
It was arbitrary.
Yeah.
It was because I had Tuesday off and we couldn't do it on Tuesday. It gave us one extra day.
So, yeah.
Completely arbitrary.
So anyway, we're here for the Foon in the Woman Cave, and we want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We're glad to have you with us. If you are new, we hope that you find something you enjoy and that you will return. And if you are returning, we're glad to have you back here for the Foon in the Woman Cave. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico.
And I am Tali, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
And I think...
you think?
I do. Let me go to the new members first, because we do have new members.
Yay!
We have Mesmerizing, who is Banu. Welcome, Banu.
Welcome.
Senile Youth,
that
who
is
is
awesome.
Amy.
I love that, Amy.
And welcome, Amy. Tammy 1962, who is Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
Welcome, Tammy. And JCMC for Girls, who is Jamie. And Jamie, I got your message, and I also got yours, Tammy. I will be replying as soon as I can. I believe that Jamie has an Etsy shop for bags.
Hey.
And I love your generous offer, Jamie. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. If you are in the shadows, whether you're new or returning, please feel free to join the Ravelry group so you can be eligible for the prizes and giveaways and things. We have 2 alongs going, and we have 1 1/4 that finished up. So, we have lots of prizes to give away. We have very generous donators. And if you are watching us or listening to us on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit the subscribe button on your left and ring the little bell, so that you will get notices of when the podcast comes up if you'd like to do that. We'd like to have you with us there as well. The coupon code for my shop, Lady Furnico Creations, the yarn shop, is still going. It will go through June 30th, 2018, so for the length of the Autism Awareness Along. And if you want to be able to make use of that coupon code, it's 15% off your order in the shop. You can come back and use it. I don't have any limitations set on it that I know of. If somebody goes and they find that there is a limitation, let me know, because I didn't set one. It's for 15% off, but the code is in the Ravelry group, in our Ravelry group and in a Crocheting Whovians Ravelry group. And I probably should give it to Cappy as well, as soon as I get the chance. So I'll do that as soon as I get some time, because she's part of this too. So
Indeed.
Okay. Let's go into other groups. The Harry Potter Cal.
Aren't we missing something?
Oh, we are, but you have more projects. That means you go first with that. So that means I go first with the mug.
Wait, could you try that again?
If you go first with the projects, I go first with the mug. That's what we decided.
If the person goes
first with the projects goes second with the mug, because
whoever has more projects goes last with the mug.
That's what I said. So you have.
Oh wait, whoever has less projects goes last with the mug. Sorry.
Is that what you said? Don't confuse me. I go first with the mug this time. Okay. That's all you
mean last with the mug?
I have fewer projects.
I thought you liked going last.
I do like going last.
Yes, so you should be going last because you have fewer projects.
I don't understand. Anyway, okay, I go last.
So, I mean, I will be happy.
I am so confused.
Wait, you're not supposed to go first.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm even confused if I want to go last or first.
I know, I'm sitting here like, I thought you like going last.
What do you
Go
have in
back to
mind?
sleep.
I wasn't asleep. I was busy doing other things.
Go to sleep. You're right, Mom. You like going first.
I do not, in fact.
You love going first. It is your
What
favorite
is in
thing
your mug? What is in your mug?
ever. Plum Deluxe. This was a little sample thing.
What is it?
A secret.
I can't read that. What is it?
Coconut macaron dessert tea.
Macaroon.
It doesn't have the double O.
I know, but it's macaroon. He misspelled it.
Well, then he misspells it on all of them.
I wonder what a macaron is.
I don't know. Ask him.
There's coconut in it.
It does, indeed, have coconut. I think a macaron is slightly different than a macaroon.
It might be. I don't know. Never heard of a macaron. It sounds good.
You've had it before.
I like the dessert teas. They're sweet, but not overly sweet.
There you go.
I have a little bit of palate cleanser. That one I got from the place down the hill actually grows on you, especially with the rock.
Like a fungus?
Yes.
This has black tea, honeybush tea, Rubio's tea, coconut pieces, natural almond essence, love, gratitude, low caffeine.
That's really good.
It is.
That's really good.
And it's one of the older ones that I've had.
Okay.
How long have I been part of Plum Deluxe? Is this...
A couple of years,
Yeah,
I think.
it's been a little while.
Okay, now, in my Team Owl mug, I stole the top from
You
my
shouldn't steal.
from my David's tea mug and put it on my owl mug because I'm tired of my tea going cold.
It's not a bad idea.
So there's my Team Owl mug, and I've got chai tea because that's what I want today. Vanilla chai tea. Let me have a little bit of a sip before we go. Keep going.
Oh yeah, and I was using my dysautonomia awareness mug. I forgot to say that.
Okay, now, as I was saying, in other groups, we have the Harry Potter Cal, which is being hosted in the Victorian Studios podcast. That's Victorian Studio, who's Maureen. And we love Maureen. She's very talented. And that's going all year. Anything that's Harry Potter related and fiber related. So I think it's knitting, crocheting, spinning, weaving. If you have doubts about what's allowable, ask her. She's really approachable, okay? And the rules are in her group. She's a real great podcast to watch. The Year of Socks Cal is Crocheting Hoovian in her podcast group. And that is also year-long, as it says. Her podcast is very, very good, but she might be a little sporadic for the next little while because she's got some things that she's dealing with family-wise and her own health. So just keep an eye on it because she's really well worth catching. And then once she gets back on schedule, you know,
To be more consistent.
it should be more consistent. So, so she's wonderful, and she's one of our co-hosts for the Autism Awareness. So, the Shorty Socks Cal, that's Undead Yarn. That's Heidi, who is Undead Yarn Nitty Girl, and I think that also goes for a year. I think I checked it last time and said it was. And she does accept longer socks, I believe, because I think I've seen some longer socks in the thread there. Then there's the Never Gonna Knit You Up Cal. That's Bakery Bears. That's Kay and Dan. And that is the skein of yarn or the sock blank that you have and it's been sitting up there and you look at it and you pet it and then you put it back because you can't figure out what the heck to do with it because you are afraid you're going to ruin it or whatever. And that's where you use this skein on this Cal. Okay? And that's Bakery Bears. And all these podcasts are well worth watching. Never Cast Off has an ongoing. I don't know if there are prizes for this one. It kind of like what they were doing before Stash Reduction. And I'm not sure how it works. I'm sorry, my hair is just doing what it wants to do. Anyway,
That's what hats are good for.
yeah. That one I think goes all year round, and the rules are in the thread in the group, and they're a lot of fun to watch as well. They're kind of doing a lot of different things. Debbie does breed studies, and
Mom, it's fine.
it's bugging me.
Leave it alone.
It's bugging me. Anyway, I apologize. I can't see either because the microphone's right in front of me. So, that goes for about a year, and I guess it's the same. You know, you're keeping track of what you buy, what you use, and if you go there, the rules are there, and it's well worth watching. They are kind of shaking things up a little bit. Sheila and Debbie do still podcast together. I think they might do, when they get longer, podcasts, they split them up.
Hot.
And then Debbie does breed studies and things like that. They do, various things, and they're fun. I love them. I love watching them. So I look forward to when they get up, their podcast gets up. And then we have two of our own other members who don't have podcasts, but they have groups, and that's Brittany, who is B-Wing, and she.
Did you forget Brittany's
No, I was
name?
trying to think of her group's name, and that's the Comforting Crafts group. And then there's Studio Von Design, who is Vonnie, and hers is Bee's Knees, and Brittany is doing 18 hats in 2018, and Vonnie's doing 18 toys in 2018. But if you want to participate, you can do as many or as few as you like, and just I don't know if they have prizes there or not. I've been a little bit lax in putting things in there. I just haven't been finishing much, so I have to go check and see what that is. But check them out. They're very very fun to be involved with, and it's kind of inspiring to see all the projects that are.
Seems like I just turned around all of a sudden to April.
I know it's a little frustrating, a little frightening, somewhat. I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, Heidi Packing Knits. I don't know if her Cal is still going for the slipper socks, but her podcast is well worth watching as well, and you can check out and see if she's still doing that. All these people are wonderful, and their podcasts are really good if they have podcasts.
And my thought about April was related. I was just thinking, like, man, it feels like just yesterday, like, I was like, oh, I have all this time to get, 18 things done. I can totally get 18. Now I'm looking at them like, I don't have as much of the year to get 18 things done as I thought I did.
Yeah. I just haven't been wanting to do much of anything. It's like, I start something, and I'm like, and I rip it out and start something else, and I don't know, maybe this is the year of false starts. I don't know. Okay, currently here in PHN we have the It's Okay to Be Different Cal, and this is the Autism Awareness Cal, and our co-hosts are Crocheting Hoovian, who is Laura Concert, and Cappy from the Yarn and I Cappy podcast, I believe it is. And they are both wonderful podcasts. They're wonderful people, and we are glad to have them co-hosting with us again this year. And we also have kind of, it's not exactly a co-host, but kind of an auxiliary or a support, I guess you call it, and that's the Loom Along group. That's with Beth, who is Round and Round I Go, and Mom Cook, who is Renee. Yes, Oops is a Bunny. I'll be there in a second. And so they aren't technically a co-host, but they are supporting us.
Yes, they are.
They are linking us in their Along group. Mom Cook, who is one of like 4 or 5 moderators there, is donating the proceeds to one of her patterns, the Jack Be Nimble pattern, to one of the autism groups over where she's at. And I guess hopefully a lot of those Loom Along people will do it there and then come over and do it in our group, because we'd love to see them. So it's kind of an interesting arrangement. We haven't ever really had something like that before, so it's fun and it's interesting, and we look forward to seeing what they do in bright colors, and maybe they'll come over here and join us for some of the fun as well.
Indeed. Put some of the fun.
Some of the food, yes. And I'd have to have my Oops.
Because it's your Oops is a Bunny shot.
Oh, in the thread, would you please write down what words or phrases, and don't ask why, just what words or phrases you associate with us or with the podcast. Okay? We'd like to know, okay?
I mean, we suspect we know what most of them are.
Right, but we'd like to know what you think.
Because we don't actually always know everything.
Yeah, something that we say a lot, or that you associate with us, or something. So words or phrases that you associate with us or with the podcast itself, okay? Just put it in the thread. Let me just write that down. Words or phrases
Words.
you associate with hosts or podcast. Okay. Now, moving on into the autism awareness. Okay. I did want to say a little something about it, but I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, it runs April 1st through June 30th. All right, and whips are accepted. 1 whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's finished. It has to be about 3/4 bright colored. Neutrals are accepted as long as they're not the majority of the project. If the majority of the project is neutral or black, we'll whoosh it over to the show off thread where we can ooh and ah it over there. It just can't be eligible for the prizes. Okay, please tag your tag your projects PHN AA 2018 on Ravelry and hashtag PHN AA 2018 on Instagram. I gotta thank Rena for calling my attention to the fact that I had the Ravelry one but not the Instagram. So that's good. Okay, I told you who our co-hosts were, and you have to be, of course, a member to the groups of which you post your projects. They must be knitted, crocheted, or loom knitted, and bright colored, as I said. And I did the whips and all that. We do have prizes, and I will go over those as we get them. We got some in, but I haven't had a chance to put them in my notes yet. Okay, we had a donation from Laura Smoot. We had a donation from Maureen, which you already saw. I'm sorry, I know there are a couple more, and I just can't think of them off the top of my head. I want to make sure I write them down so I don't forget anybody.
Right.
So, and if I see them as I go through giving out prizes, I'll show you some of those as well. But okay, we have suggestions, suggested projects that are autism themed. You don't have to do those. You can do any project as long as it's bright colored and knitted, crocheted, loom knitted, or loom knitted. So, any Franciscan Gypsy design pattern that you do in bright colors, any brightly colored Lady Fernigo Creations yarn, especially the 2018 Autism Awareness colorways, that would be See the Potential or It's Okay to Be Different. Any brightly colored pattern by Crochet and Hoovian, who's Laura Concert. Any yarn and I Cappy bright colored yarn. These things, if you have an FO with them, all get 2 chances of a prize, but you're responsible for showing the yarn band and for your double posting. I also had a couple of added patterns, but they're not right here right now, so I have to wait till I get to that point to tell you what those are. Let me see. The Jack Be Nimble pattern by that's Loom Knit by Mom Cuckoo's Renee Van Hoy. And any featured pattern by Miss World, particularly she has a weighted lap blanket and bear that she made a few years back for the Autism Awareness, and that will be eligible also for double chances at a prize.
And I feel like people made quite a few of those last
year.
They
did, and it's really cute. I didn't get a chance to make it because my hands were bothering me so much, but it looks really cute. And I may not put the actual puzzle piece in, I may just use my yarn or something, but it's adorable. So that's that for the Autism Awareness Cal. I'm trying to think. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Amy, who is Miss World, is going to donate a copy of her Autism Awareness Bear and Weighted Lap Pad as a prize for our Cal. She's done this in the past. It's a wonderful prize. And so if you don't have it, and
I mean, the newer people might not have it.
They might not, and even some of our older people might not have it. So you can either buy it and make it to get another prize, or you can, make something and see if you win it, because it's a wonderful prize. Okay, she has this cute little scrappy bear thing too. I forget what it's called.
That's right. I remember when that came out.
And that's also could be used.
I feel like people made quite a bit of that one last year too.
And that one is also going to be accepted, even though I don't think it's autism specific. But I think part of me wants to say that she did it for autism awareness.
I kind of feel like she did do it for autism awareness.
In any event, that bear is also going to be considered twice for her for a finished object for the prize. Okay, let's see here. Jack Be Nimble, I talked about that. Okay, yeah. Looney Hiker gave us a copy of her shawl pattern, the Betsy Ann shawl, which is really beautiful. Cappy's mother and Cappy gave us a set of stitch markers. Victorian Studio, we have 2 sets of 3 stitch markers each. They're like Progress Keeper / stitch markers. And then Silver Shed USA.
Is it these ones?
Yes. And then the Silver Shed USA, who is Ann Brody, donated a lovely little medium-sized sheep project bag. It's adorable. I love it. Okay. PHNT and Tails Cal has been going strong. It's a year-long Cal. It's our first year-long Cal, and it's related to tea and or tails. If you can relate the project, the yarn, the pattern to tea and or tails, then it will be accepted. If we don't know what it is and we ask you, just show the book or show whatever. We're really pretty easy to please if you can make a case for it, okay? And that's fine. As always, we're crocheted, knit, and loom knit for our projects, and it runs through December 31st of this year. You can have whips, so they can already be started if you want. Let's see. Any Franciscan Gypsies design FO that could be related to tea and tails, and any FOs and Lady Furnicle Creations yarns will be eligible for 2 chances for a prize. This is Joanna Johnson's patterns. If you finish one of her patterns or one of Mom Cook's patterns, that's a Loom Knits patterns, that's Renee, that are related to tea and tails, tea and or tails, and those are eligible for 2 chances at a prize. Laura Concert's Hufflepuff pattern is eligible for 2 chances at a prize if you finish it. You just have to make sure that you finish it to be eligible, and you have to show for the yarn that the yarn is a featured yarn. And if you have my yarn with a featured pattern and you finish the object, it's 3 chances of a prize. But again, you're responsible for the triple posting, because I don't want to start doing that and miss somebody, and just
right.
It's too many people. So it's so exciting to see all the people taking part. Now, before I go any further, we have finished the first quarter of the PHN Tea and Tails, which means that we have to pull for 2 prizes, which I did. Oh, excuse me. Okay, the first one we pulled for was a skein of my yarn. I have to find it here because there's so much stuff in this bag.
I was trying to see for them if It's a Wonderful Life, the movie version, was in a... I was trying to see if they did a novelization. They haven't. At least it's not on Amazon.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find the yarn so I can show it to you.
I see a screenplay,
okay,
or about making it, but not actually novelization. Which kind of surprises me in all reality.
Yeah. Okay, this is the first one. It's a Lengthening Shadows Sock Fingering in the Stardust Base. This was donated by Jeannie, and the winner of this was Allison Roseboom. So Allison, you won this. It's one of my Stardust Base. So it's got sparkles in it. I don't know if you can see it. So contact me as soon as you see this, Allison. This colorway is Lengthening Shadows, and just tell me what you won and for which long. Which it's the Tea and Tails first quarter, and you won the Lengthening Shadows Fingering Weight in the Stardust Base. Okay, Allison? So let me know when you hear this, and we'll get that out to you.
Now,
the other winner, and this is also donated by Jeannie, is for a Franciscan Gypsy Designs pattern, and that's Paige, Gonna Knit. So Paige, you need to contact Jeannie, Yarnsit, Y-A-R-N-S-I-T, Jeannie. Contact her, Paige. You won one of Talia's patterns, so Jeannie will, you tell Jeannie, and Jeannie will gift it to you, okay? So congratulations to the winners for the PHN first quarter Tea and Tails, all right?
Oh, yay.
Next quarter starts with post 949, okay? And that, for that, the prizes up for next quarter are, is our Plum Deluxe Tea Prize and a skein of yarn from Margaret, who is Fiber Hermit, okay? That she donated. So that's what you're working for this quarter. All right. Now,
so it sort of encourages continued involvement.
Yes, it keeps going. We have lots of prizes. This goes on and on and on. Okay. Our Ready, Set, Go Cal has finished. Woohoo! Wow.
I know.
Eek. Okay, so we have prizes for these Ready, Set, Go Cal. So that one was a very busy cal, so keep your ears open for this. The first prize we're going to be giving out is a set of stitch markers donated by Kathy and her mom. Let me get the stitch markers out. Apologize for the crinkling. These are the stitch markers These are going to Elisa, E-L-I-S-A, Sensei Day. I'm sorry, Elisa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your Ravelry.
I would think you'd say that sensei.
Sensei Day.
Maybe.
Senseidai. And Elisa, it's E-L-I-S-A. I think that's Elisa. You've won these stitch markers from Cappy. So please contact me. Tell me what you won. The stitch markers from Cappy. And we'll get that right out to you as soon as we can. Okay? Congratulations.
Congratulations.
These are the stitch markers that will be held back for the autism awareness. Okay. These back here. Alright, the next one is a skein of Lady Fernicle Creations yarn. It's DK yarn in the Stormy Weather colorway. Donated by Jeannie, who yarns it. Thank you, Jeannie. And this is going to Rose Bob.
Hey, Rose.
Okay, this is not the right one. Let me find it. Okay, Rose, you have received the Stormy Weather and the DK base. This is 246 yards, 100 grams of superwash merino wool. And it's kind of a shades of gray with some orange and yellow for the lightning.
It would actually be kind of cute for her zombies she likes
It
making.
would.
It would be really cute for, what's it called? The, what was it? Something about Love Me or...
Somebody Love Me.
Somebody Love Me.
I think that's what it is. Okay, so anyway, Rose Bob, you have won a skein of my yarn in the Stormy Weather's colorway. It's a DK yarn, so please let me know what you won and that you won it for the Ready, Set, Go. Congratulations.
Rose, I think that would be really cute in one of those zombies you tend to make.
Let's see, put this here for now. I want to put that somewhere where it's not mixed up with other things. Okay, the next prize is another skein of my yarn that was donated by Cookie45, who is Stephanie. And she donated the Good and Plenty Oops colorway, which is this one. Okay, and this is 437 yards of 100% BFL wool. And Christina, you won this, Mama C. Okay, so Mama C, Christina, contact me. Tell me that you won the skein of Good and Plenty Oops, Lady Fernicle Creations, and give me your address, names and addresses. I was hoping that people realize I need your names and addresses. I don't need to just hear from you. I need your names and addresses. Tell me that you won this skein of yarn for the Ready, Set, Go Cal. All right? All right, the next one is for a Franciscan Gypsy Designs pattern donated by Jeannie, who yarns it. Thank you again. We have some wonderful donators. And that goes to Anita, Neater C. Okay, so Anita, contact Jeannie and tell her which of Talia's patterns you want. If you are one of those who have all her patterns, you can gift it to somebody, or you can do whatever. You can work that out with Jeannie.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah, work it out with Jeannie and or Talia. I don't think she has all of them, though.
Right, no. Who's it again?
Anita.
No, I don't think Anita has all of them.
So, Anita, see which patterns you like and tell Jeannie.
I always think of the pink bunny with Anita.
Yes. Oh, Anita, you can make a pink owl. It's not a turtle, it's an owl.
That's true.
Or you can make a pink Biddy.
You see, Tara's my favorite as turtles.
I like Tara.
Tara's got the cutest eyes.
Okay, so Anita, congratulations. Contact me. Let me know that you won the Good and Plenty Oops. No, I'm sorry. You won the pattern from Talia. Okay, you have to contact Jeannie, who yarns it.
Now you're confused.
I know. Jeannie.
Okay, Anita, you won pattern.
Yes, that's all you need to know.
Anita won pattern.
Contact Jeannie.
And
Christina won.
Good and Plenty.
Yes. Contact us. Just contact me. If you have a question about what you won, contact me. Okay. Now, Franciscan Gypsy Designs mug was donated by Cookie45 with Stephanie. Thank you again, Stephanie.
Thank you.
And that goes to Lizzie, who is Warp F1. Okay, Lizzie, contact me and with your name and address so that we can get that out to you. Okay, Franciscan Gypsy Designs mug. Then there's a skein of yarn from Christina, okay? And that, let me find it. First let me put, okay, I'm gonna put the Ready Set Go in the cardiac right now. Okay. I have to find Christina's donation here. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the drawstring bag and the yarn. Okay, so the skein of yarn from Christina goes to Valeria. Okay, so Valeria, look at this pretty yarn. That's yours, Valeria. Contact me. This is Winter Blues. It's a semi-solid, and it's a DK superwash. It has 246 yards. So Valeria, yes, I know I didn't answer the last time you contacted me because I'm a sluggard. But anyway, contact me and let me know that you have seen this, that you've won this lovely skein of blue yarn. It is Mint Rain hand-dyed yarns, okay? And we will get this out.
You've been quite lucky lately, Valeria.
Yes, you have. Okay, so that's for Valeria, and that's from Christina. Thank you. The other prize that came from Christina is this cute little drawstring bag, and this is a.
It is cute.
Doesn't have a tag.
I don't know if Christina makes tags.
I don't think it's one that she made.
Oh, okay.
She told me who it was from. Oh, Earl and Plum. It's Earl and Plum drawstring bag. Pearl and Plum drawstring bag. And it looks like it's a sock size. It's really cute. It's got a box bottom. And this cute little Swiss dots. You were right. I think it was Rena who said Swiss dot was what I was trying to talk about with these little dots on the inside. It's called Swiss dots.
I don't know.
Anyway, so this little bag goes to...
I would just call them like polka dots.
This little bag goes to Lorraine. Ellen's Crafts. Lorraine, I did see your question. I have not had a chance to answer, okay, about the prizes. But anyway, I will answer you as soon as I can. This goes to you, Lorraine. Contact me as soon as you see this. Tell me that you won the Pearl and Plum cupcake drawstring bag, and we will get this out to you. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Okay. Now, the knit beanie kit. If I can find it.
I forgot how many prizes we have.
Yeah, we have a lot of prizes. It's wonderful.
It is.
Okay, the knit beanie kit. Still packaged the way we received it from Lily Maya. Tea bags. Well, these are for us. Haven't had a chance to try. I forgot they were in here. They smell really good. Okay. Okay, these teas are for us. This is the prize. Australian Superfine Merino by Cleckheaton. Anyway, this is a beanie kit. Okay? So you have your yarn, and I guess your pattern is in here as well. Yeah, I can feel the pattern. So this goes to Seductive Berry. Maria's been very lucky too.
Yes.
Maria, this is yours. Contact us with your name and address. So tell us what you want. It's the beanie kit, and we will get this out to you, okay? Alright, the last prize that we have...
Is that tea berry? Because I could still smell like a slight whiff of it. Not the one you're drinking. The
Oh,
one
it might have
that-
been, yeah. It was Christmas tea.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sounds like Davina's doing the dishwasher. Okay. The next one, we have...
You gotta
to
act
give up-
surprised though. 'Cause
Oh, absolutely.
she gets all excited.
She does, and she should. Okay, that's not it. I have to find the one I'm looking for. I saw it just a minute ago. It's a small envelope, and because it's a small envelope, it gets lost in the shuffle sometimes. Let me just... My Maryland sheeping wool bag from a couple of years
I
ago.
never got a Maryland sheeping wool bag.
I got this...
There was a year I didn't go.
Yeah, the first year I went, I think. Okay, here it is. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. This last prize is a DPN Cozy and stitch markers and tea from Packing Nets. This is for the Ready, Set, Go. So here's the... Look at her cute little...
That's a cute fabric.
Fabric, and the... Can you see her little shop logo there?
Oh, it is cute.
It's cute. Very Packing Nets. So this is the DPN Cozy. The stitch markers and the tea are in here. And this goes to Vonnie, who is Studio Von Designs. So we congratulate all the winners of our PH and Ready, Set, Go. We congratulate all the people who participated because we enabled each other and we encouraged each other. We have a really good sense of community there. We were really happy to see how well that went over. We will probably do that again next year.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like it worked better than the sweater or shawl.
I do. I think it did because they could do whatever they wanted. So this goes to Vonnie. Thank you very much for your participation, for making it the fun cal that it was. I think I got caught up with that. Foon. I think I got caught up, but I think toward the end I had to say I saw everybody, but I couldn't individually say stuff to people, and I apologize for that. But so that's all the prizes for that. Congratulations to all the winners of both the Ready, Set, Go and the Tea and Tails first quarter. Okay, I need to make sure that this goes to the... Yeah, this is the... Okay, so this one is... You have to be careful, Talia, when you do these prizes, because this one kind of looks like one of the others.
Right.
You want to make sure you get the right one. Okay, so these are the toy one. I mean the piece. Oh, don't ask me. Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm not really paying attention to what you're saying, so.
I know, that's par for the course. All right, let's see what we have here. Ready to go?
I think we said 9.
I think I have 6. So you go first. All right. Sorry about being out of frame there, but I needed to.
You're doing it on purpose.
I am. Okay.
So, the first one.
Oh, I didn't do anything for the autism awareness. I guess I can do it next time because we had so much stuff going on. I will do. I did have a little blurb to talk a little bit about. I'm sorry for.
Yeah, there's not a lot of education this time around.
Yeah,
it's a busy week
with the prizes and everything. And I have something I want to read toward the end. So about something else. So we'll do. Hopefully, we'll do something autism awareness next week.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ty. I'm sorry.
Okay. So in my Pie Blue giant Batgirl bag, it's a project you haven't seen in a while. This was my original mitered square blanket. This is Kay's Fault mitered square blanket using scrap, sport, DK, and worsted weight yarns. I think I have the occasional bulky in here too.
Yeah. Oh, those are the small ones. Yeah.
Yeah. The giant blanket, small squares. So, hold on, let me find. I started weaving in some. No, I didn't weave in the ends in this one. Not all the way. I started it.
One of mine? No.
Yes.
It is? Okay. This is almost like creme brulee. Almost.
It might be. Honestly, I have put in so many squares in this blanket that I didn't work a whole ton. I finished this square here. And I started this one here. And this was Undead Heidi's autism awareness.
Oh, right. Last year's or she's done a couple of years. I think Heidi did 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I think so because I think I made a fun out of this.
Heidi was our dyer until she
for the autism awareness.
Before she kind of gave me a little shove out of the nest.
Yeah, she has a lot of times shows going on this time of year.
Yeah, this time of year when she started taking off really well, it was hard for her to keep up with the autism awareness stuff, and she tried really hard, and she did really well. But I think she was right. It was time for her to focus on her business and time for me to take over.
So. I forget what color it is.
That's pretty. That's Marigold Jen.
I'm actually not sure it is.
I think that's Marigold Jen.
Can't remember what that is.
That looks like Marigold Jen.
I made Davina something out of this.
Yeah, I think you did. It looks like, I mean...
No! This is my stethoscope.
That's Wild Hair.
Yes, this is Wild Hair. I made my stethoscope cover out of this.
Yeah. Wild Hair.
So.
Bright. Neons.
Just a little bit of work on this. Honestly, I could get more squares done on this than on the other one, but I want to get the other one done first because it's a smaller blanket.
Right.
And then I'll go back to doing this one.
I like this color.
They can't see what you're talking about, Mom.
I know. Is that gray there? Gray green right here? That's really pretty. I
feel
that.
like that might be Matosh.
It probably is.
Uh-huh. But you know, I put so many squares in this thing. This is a queen size bed length blanket.
With
blanket. So
not a length yet.
No, not length yet. It will be a length, but
that's so pretty though.
This is the one that a lot of times when I wasn't feeling well and I couldn't focus on anything else, this was the project I would work on. And this is very much of a long-term project.
A plop, long-term, ongoing plop.
What was it? It was
plop,
project, long-term, ongoing
plop.
Project.
What was it? Project. I don't remember.
Yeah, because she repeated.
She did. Okay. You got one more?
Yes. So, I need to hold on. There we go. Well, this is going to feel like repeats, but in my,
Kissing Bunny?
Cloverbird.
Yes.
Kissing Bunny's back. Is the Just a Little Chilly Miter Square Afghan. And I'm using Scrap Sport, DK, and worsted weight yarns. And again, inspired by Bryony Bear's miter square blanket. Now, I started both of these long before she ever did the pattern, not Bits and Bobs.
Miter square blanket.
Well, she calls it something else. She calls it the not Cozy Memories. It's her newest blanket pattern.
Oh, that's a different one though. That's the one where she does the edgings.
Yes, but the mitered square.
Right, but that's not what she calls. She doesn't call.
No, she doesn't call the mitered square. But the way of doing the mitered square is the way that she does it in that pattern. But a couple of years back, she just showed you how to do the mitered square in tutorials. So when I started these were based off of her tutorials.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's written up because I might not do the borders with that, but I will. Now that I have something written to follow, I'm more likely to finish up that square and try another one.
But I finished this square here, and this was the ones. This was a I think this was Dragonfly Fiber, Fireworks.
That's your dad
socks. And this, I figured out what this was. This was Villainous, which is also Dragonfly Fiber.
Yes.
This was I had used it for my Villainous sweater.
I have it right there.
Yes. So, and I mean, it's making progress. I really need to work on it more.
That's pretty too.
I semi-regret doing quite as big squares.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It takes longer.
Yeah. That's why I kept tearing it out and saying go back. And I'm not quite as small as Kay's original, but quite a bit smaller.
I kind of wish I'd gone with the size that I'd done for this.
Is that 33?
32, I think.
Oh, she does odd numbers.
Oh, it's either 33 or 35. I can't remember. I'd check my notes.
Because I went back down to like 33 or 31 or 35
but
or something like that.
Because I use the needle size down, I'm not sure if I'd go with the exact same count. I might go, I don't know. But
it would just be a tad smaller.
I'm committed to this now.
Yeah. Because I tried the bigger ones thinking that it would be easier for me in terms of, it would take fewer squares, but I don't get it done.
Right, and that's just it. Part of the nice thing about this thing is you like to be able, it's instant gratification. It's not quite as instant with the bigger square. So, in retrospect, I probably wouldn't do this count again.
Right, and what is that, like 45 or 47 or something?
This is
51?
55, I think.
Yeah, it's a big.
Yeah, 55 stitch count.
And I was watching Spicy Homemaker, she's Hands Make or something like whatever her new podcast name is, and she and Jamie, the girl who sings the Bakery Bears song, they were together for that podcast, and Jamie had made a what do you call it, a square, but the square must have been, I don't know, not as big as 4 of yours, but like maybe about as big as my hand, but square, and she had bordered just that, so it wasn't like rows of little squares bordered like Kate does. She had one square that was good size and bordered it. She made this beautiful blanket out of it. It was absolutely gorgeous. And she used Kay's tutorials for the borders. She wasn't going to border it at first, but she decided, and it looked like stained glass because she used the black.
Oh, pretty.
It's beautiful. She's
pretty.
She's doing another one. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you watch Spicy Homemaker, and you'd be aware of the change of her, I think it's Hands That Make or something like that. Her newest one has Jamie on there, and I forget.
She's always a spicy mama to me.
Oh, spicy mama. Spicy mama. I wish I could remember Jamie's name, her Rav name, but she she obviously watches Bakery Bears because she does
the singing.
She was doing the tutorials. Because she's talking about the Patreons and stuff like that. But it is fantastic. If you watch Spicy Homemakers podcast, check it out. This last one, and you'll see the blanket that I'm talking about. It's really gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
It's your turn.
It is. It's my turn, and it's nothing really spectacular. In my Kiki Boo Holiday Owls bag is my little tiny baby hat. I did a little on it, but not a whole lot. I guess I did more than I thought. It's growing. I really like this color. It's cute. See a little baby Dan in this. A little baby redheaded Dan.
It would look really good on a redhead.
It would. See, Dan, we haven't forgotten about you. We are equal opportunity ribbers.
I like ribbing.
So this is...
It's stretchy.
I keep forgetting to put down the type of yarn this is. I think it's something Heritage. Lion Brand Heritage or something like that. And it's two skeins. One is brown and one is kind of a tan. And I wouldn't mind making an actual...
Owl?
An owl would be cute. But a hat, too. Regular hat, out of it.
Is it scratchy?
No. Feel it. This is why I made cowls and things out of it. It's really nice. I think it's 100% acrylic.
Oh, I think it's the same stuff that I made my orange sweater out of.
It might be. For a while, we were using a lot of this. I used this to make a lot of my Surabels for a while. And so I wouldn't have used it for the Cerebels.
Because I do have a couple of sweaters that are acrylic that do get a fair amount of wear. The orange sweater. Actually, I think I have like 4 acrylic sweaters. I have the orange sweater. I have the red sweater.
You can just.
I have the yellow sweater. I have the blue sweater. Yeah. The yellow sweater I wouldn't just throw in the wash. The yellow sweater sheds. That's the one that when I was making it in the bag, the bag had yellow fuzz all over it. I remember that.
But you put that one in a pillowcase. Yeah. But in any event, that's why I like to do my sweaters when I do sweaters in acrylic, because you can just kind of throw it in.
Well, although the wool's a little bit warmer, I believe.
Well, it depends on the weight.
Yeah.
I don't know why it would be any more warmer.
Something about the natural fibers. I don't know. I've read that somewhere.
I mean, what if it's a acrylic wool? There's acrylic wool blends. I forget what I have that's an acrylic wool blend.
Well, it's hard to judge with the blends.
Yeah. I think and it's only like 20% wool and 80% acrylic. It's your turn.
Okie doke. So, in my Crochet and Hoovian, my Silverstitch USA Crochet and Hoovian bag is Davina's Quicksilver hat. And it's a Cove pattern by Sarah Keller. I'm using Lady Fernico yarns in it's her Long Sport in the Quicksilver colorway. I probably have. I determined that a repeat is a little bit less than an inch, so I have about. I finished 4 inches already. So I have about 4 repeats to go because I wanted to do about like half an inch more than what the pattern called for.
For the slouch, is that going to be enough for
her? Well, you don't want too long of a slouch because then it'll just look ridiculous.
I'm not a big slouch person anyway.
Presuming that, I measured approximately how long my repeats were, whether or not that'll actually equal in real inches in real time.
Well, we'll see.
Because of the black hole knitting, but...
That's pretty. I really like that pattern. What is it, just yarn overs?
Well, it's a paid-for pattern.
Yeah, I know, but you're not saying what you're doing.
Yarn overs are involved.
Yeah. Can you get holes if you slip stitches and then you like if you just slip a stitch and then you knit and you come back and you knit it?
No, it'll give you kind of... It won't give you holes like this. It'll just change the height.
Okay. Kind of like doing a single crochet and a double crochet.
Yeah, it's not going to create a hole though.
Okay.
You do have to have something to hold that spot.
Now, and this is a tangent, but I keep seeing people that use drop stitches in their patterns. If you're dropping a stitch, why doesn't it unravel?
I've never used drop stitches myself, so...
Debbie Hostas, Deb's Destiny, I think you have done drop stitch stuff. Explain, please.
The reason it doesn't unravel all the way is all your other stitches are on the needle. Okay, so say I drop this stitch right here. It's in the middle of the knitting, and I just dropped that one, but all my other stitches are still held. So all it's going to have is a bunch of straight yarn lines.
Right. So, but
it'll unravel all the way down.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, it'll unravel all the way down to the bottom of your knitting, but it's not going to unravel all your knitting because the rest of your knitting, it'll unravel just that column, for lack of a better term.
But then what happens when you're going on and you want to say, maybe, I don't know how drop stitches work, so but if you want to drop the stitch and then you want to knit so that stitch doesn't drop anymore, so you have like a plain thing, stockinette, say, all the way around, and then you want to drop it again higher up for a pattern.
Say you wanted to do something like that. I don't know if they usually do that with drop stitches.
I have no idea.
Because I personally don't care the way that looks. But you could always go back around and pick up one of your drop stitch. Like, okay, so you have all this knitting, but say this one's the drop stitch. So all you're going to see in this column is a bunch of lines. Just put your needle underneath one of those, and that becomes like a yarn over or something, and you knit that.
That's what I was wondering, because then you can do stockinette.
Then you can do stockinette, and then if you want to,
or garter or whatever.
But the problem is, if you want to drop again, you're not. I don't think they tend to alternate drops. I think pretty much if you drop because all the way to the bottom.
Well, yeah, I was saying that they dropped all the way to the bottom, but they got to a certain point at the top,
Then you could do it again, but you couldn't do like alternating drops.
No. Like say you're doing a shawl, and you've got, how you see things that are a row of garter, then a row of stockinette, then a row of garter. Say you do a row of garter, a row of stockinette, then somewhere in that stockinette you decide you want to drop stitches for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 rows.
You can't do just only 4 or 5 rows. You have to do it all the way through. You can do 4 or 5 rows at the bottom.
Okay.
But there's no way to prevent it from unraveling all the way down.
Okay.
So it's either like you have to do drop stitch, at least the way I would think. You should either do the drop stitch, if you start doing the drop stitch at the top of your knitting, it has to be all throughout, or the drop stitch pattern has to be only at the bottom half of your knitting. Because you can't, there's nothing to stop that other stitch from going too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Is it your turn? Or mine?
No, wait.
You have one more, don't you?
Yeah, one more. And then I think this is the last time I repeat.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. Yes, I do. So, in my... I have to figure out which bag this is in. This one, I think. Because how many do you have left?
I should have 5 left. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, yeah. So this will be the last time I repeat. So,
my shoulder's being cranky. Sorry, guys.
In my Silver Shredded USA Nursing Caps on a Pale Field bag, I should have gotten more work done on this, but I was distracted. This is Pug Hug, which is the Pug Love pattern by Michael Snow. And I'm using Miss Babs Yowza in the colorways Naked and Obsidian, and Matosh DK in the colorway Moreland, and Lady Vertical Creations in the colorway Not Quite a Pug. And I mean, there was work done on this.
That's cute.
So you now have the curl of the pug tail, and let's see if I can turn the pug around so you can see a little better.
I think Kay's newest pattern for Patreons is going to be a color work.
It is. I saw it.
Why didn't she catch her floats for 5 stitches? Doesn't that?
I don't usually catch my floats.
What do you just do? Just let them.
You just let it go like. Okay, so what catching your floats mean, Mom? Okay, so.
I'm learning things. Sorry, guys.
When you catch your floats, let me bring up my pattern. We're gonna have an impromptu lesson here, guys. Let me bring my stuff over here. We are on row 44 of Pugnabini. I'll have to see if there's a way in post-production I can bring it up a little closer if I remember. But, okay, so, row 44. Let's first of all make sure that we are, so, 44.
You're not close to one, Ty. Don't.
Yeah, I am close to one. So, row 44. First of all, when I do my color work, I do the two-handed method, which means I knit English and Continental. This is the only time you'll catch me knitting English.
I think Kay was saying something about she did that for something.
Kay does do it this way.
I thought she didn't normally.
Dan doesn't.
She said that she had done the opposite of whatever she did for something or other, and she said it was slower for her.
Kate does normally do color work this way. Okay, so not catching your floats is just where you keep knitting and let the yarn just trail you.
That's kind of like I do a crochet.
Right. Now, okay, I did that. Okay, that'll be, so we've just alternated colors there. Now I have 4 stitches here. So when I'm not catching my floats, 3, 4, okay, and when I pull this white, it's not quite white, not quite a pug, across, you'll have this line across these 4 stitches. That's not picking up my floats.
Right.
Now you're going to have this huge section of black. I think this was a free pattern.
Well,
I can't remember. Anyway, you can tell. There's this long section of black right there. And I'm going to be knitting across that long section of black. And one of the nice things about doing the two-handed method for knitting color work is I don't have to worry about my yarns tangling, which is a huge, important thing for me. So, we have this black, so 1, 2, and generally I don't like to have more than 6 or 7 without picking up my floats. There's way more than 6 or 7 here. So I'm going to go to 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up my float. So actually I'm going to do it a stitch sooner. There we go. So what that means is, there's a method. Okay, so I insert in like I'm going to knit. I pull this white across. I pull my black around behind it.
That's interesting.
And then I drop the white down. And then I knit. What that does,
hooks it in.
It hooks my white in. And I'll show you guys that again. And I'm sorry that you guys can't see it from the other direction.
We weren't prepared for tutorial.
Yeah, so you insert in like you're gonna knit. You pull your white across. You bring that yarn over like you're gonna knit in actuality. Then you drop your white down again. and then you knit. And as you can see, your white is hooked in here now. And then you just keep on knitting. Two. And 3. I think I might have to catch again. 4. Oh no, well, yeah, I will. So I'm going to catch again. So here, there, drop, there, and then 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. We've caught twice, and as you can see, it has created, it's caught my yarn in there, so I don't have, otherwise I would have had this super long float from the last time I used the white at the head to the point that I go again at the tail. And that would have been a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. A 14 stitch.
And counting will commence for those who are counting.
Yeah, that would have been a 14 stitch long float.
It's a long float.
And that's a long float. And that's something you can catch in your hairpins or just get really annoying. What this does is it hooks your float in as if you had knitted it. And it makes your floats nice and neat. And I'm kind of obsessed with my floats being neat. So
almost every podcaster I've heard of who does this is obsessed with their floats being neat.
And then I'm able to just keep on keeping on. So 1 and 2. I might as well just finish this row, and I have 5 there. Honestly, I will have to pick up another float going into the next row. But that's a very quick and down and dirty tutorial on how to pick up floats and what that even means.
Okay, are you talk about more of this project, or are you done?
I am, let me pick up my float, done.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
I guess I probably should not work color work while I'm on the podcast.
Probably not.
There we go. But
okay.
you need to do that.
In my Kiki Boo Puzzle Pieces bag is my Because He Asked Me project from the Tie Me Up pattern by Burnett Designs, and I actually made about 3 inches progress on this. It's still not done, but I haven't really worked on it a lot. I've kind of just let it sit for a while. And Sue, I have not yet had a chance to measure it against one of my husband's ties because he's been home. So
Darn him anyway.
It's coming along. I mean, I have about 3 inches to do whatever it is I have to do to finish the decreases and stuff. So that's not too bad. No guarantees as to exactly when I'll finish it, but it's moving along. And I think I'm doing this on size 3s. Yeah, US 3s. So it does take a while. The colorway is Mad Tosh DK in the shower colorway. And this is what I have of the first ball left. And I have another skein in here. So hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll be able to finish this if I can just focus long enough to do it. And my hands cooperate.
This is your fault.
No, you're not supposed to be doing that now. You said you were going to stop.
Let me get to the white.
No, because then you want to say, let's get to the black, and then let's get to the white.
I'm in the middle of...
I do not, in fact, care.
Wow, that's kind of rude.
I don't care about that either.
Okay, so let me pull up my show notes again.
No, she wants to finish the next colors. She thinks she's getting away with it, but she's not.
Look at him.
Come on, you're next.
Pretty pot. Oh, this is knitting related.
Next.
This has been the most knitterly podcast we've had in a while.
And that's also already been spoken about.
Okay, let me pull up my notes again. You asked a query.
I did.
And I answered said query.
I did not expect you to have a whole knitting show all by yourself. And just knit.
Everybody
and knit.
Wants to see my color work.
Not ad nauseum.
How many times do you see people working color work on the podcast?
Does Dan count?
Dan doesn't usually work color work on.
He does sometimes.
He doesn't knit it on the podcast.
He's done a little bit on the, I think he did a little bit on that double knit thing he was doing.
That would be hard.
That's really hard.
I think he has, right, but I don't think he does it very often because I think he has to focus
I think
on
he
it.
does. He has some beautiful color work.
He does. Okay, so.
Why is the bunny on its face?
Where? Oh! He got crushed. Both of them.
There they go.
Okay, so, in my, I think it's this one. In my Silvershed USA books bag is the Golden Even Star. And these are the Even Star Mittens by Natalia Mareva. And I'm using Dragonfly Fibers Traveler and the colorways Rodeo, and this is actually an unknown yellow. It came from a kit, and it didn't have a tag on it.
If that's the kit that mine was, it's probably Traveler.
Well, the Traveler is
the base.
The base. The colorways are not known except for Rodeo.
Right, gotcha. It should be on there.
It's not, just Rodeo is.
Oh, that's weird. They must have forgotten to put the tag in.
Because they were like smaller skeins, weren't full skeins.
Mini skeins or whatever.
They were a little more than mini skeins, but
just what you needed for the project.
So
it's looking pretty.
I didn't realize I never. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Now my one concern is I wonder if I should have used a US 2 instead of a US 1, because the color work tightens this up and it's a little hard to get over my hand. If it doesn't fit, I'll give them away or something.
Oh, that'd be hard to give away.
Or see if someone else in the house can wear them. I don't think your hands are quite as wide as mine, so you might be able to wear them.
Possibly.
But, in case you need a refresher on what the pattern looks like.
It's got leaves on it? Is that what it is?
It's got the Even Star on it.
Isn't that pretty?
So, I finished the leaf section. I'm headed into the actual Even Star.
I think it would look so pretty in blue and silver.
Well, I didn't have blue and silver. Otherwise, I would have done blue and silver. So, this was very enjoyable. And I'm hoping it'll block a little looser, too.
It might. I'm not sure how you block mitts. I mean, it's not like you have... I guess you could do those long balloons.
I wonder if there's such thing as mitts blockers. But, at least my color work floats on here loosened up a little bit. I had to make a conscious effort at the join not to tighten my color work floats too much.
Maybe joining the round?
Well, where you have the where you change needles, because it's not purely in the round because it's too tight.
Right.
I had to do either Magic Loop or DP. I'm glad I did Magic Loop for this simply because there would have been more joints to risk having my floats too tight at. But these markers here, my Gandalf and my Eagles, are marking for my thumb. And I'm starting thumb increases.
Cool.
And the thumb will have a little pattern of its own.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, the colorwork mittens are quite gorgeous. This was my next step down the road for the full-length colorwork sweater. The colorwork mittens, the colorwork socks, some of these colorwork patterns are absolutely amazing.
They are.
But
excuse me.
This looks kind of actually it looks kind of Harry Potter-ish.
I want to say Harry Potter. Just I mean, that's Gryffindor colors, but it reminds me of Autumn.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, that's... Because especially with the leaf right now.
Yeah. So, it is an enjoyable knit.
It matches your bag.
It does match my bag. So, I'm hoping it will fit. Because it really... You kind of had to guesstimate because it didn't tell you what your circumference of your hand.
Right.
It gave you a gauge, but it was said it was for the small mitts and didn't tell you what gauge it was for any other size or what size your hand was for any. So you had to guess. You had to pick a size at random.
Jamie and Melissa were talking about on Melissa's podcast about. Oh, I wish I could remember her name. It was Holly Lyons. Holly Lyons, is that her name? Something Lyons. And she has tutorials and everything, and she has something on gauge. And you said like you never look at gauge the same again.
The problem was with this one, they literally did not tell you what gauge you needed for each pattern and for each size, and they didn't tell you what. They just told you medium, small, medium, large hand.
Right.
Well, what does that mean? What's the circumference?
Yeah, I mean, because you don't know if they're including men and women in that. Because usually I'm a large woman because my hands are long.
Yeah.
But if you put me with men, I'm not. I'll be a medium.
Right.
So.
And I'm wondering if I should have gone up to the 2 for the large, but I was like, well, if it's a man, you know, I don't know. Mm-hmm. So, that's why I'm concerned that it might not actually fit. Now, I think my hands are a little wider than yours. Hold on.
Okay.
Just a little along the thumb.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
So, if it doesn't fit because my thumb's a little wide, it might fit you.
And you have a little bit. You're just a little bit. Oh, I'm trying to get to. We're about the same size.
But
I guess if our feet are about the same size, our hands are going to be about the same size.
Right, but, you know, my thumb joint comes out a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So it's just enough that if it's a little tight on me, it might fit you.
We'll see.
I don't think it'd be something Davina would like.
Mm-mm. Okay, mine now?
Yeah.
Okay, my next one is in my Ploverbird sheet bag, and this is my Happiness is a Rainbow project. Now, honestly, to be really transparent, I did 1 row on this. I worked on it yesterday. Because all of a sudden I was like, I don't have any projects. Because I was doing a...
Oops, it's a bunny.
I ran out of tea. I spent a lot of my week dyeing yarn and then cooking. And I'll tell you more about the dyeing yarn in the Etsy news.
Because, hey, Easter.
Easter, yeah. So this is... I did 1 row on this. Yes, this is the top up here.
I want to play with my pug.
And you can see that it's growing.
It is growing.
Even with 1 row. Davina's like, I like that, so we'll...
Well, that's good.
That's good. I'm getting close to the next color change, which is a lighter orange into yellow.
That yellow will be a reward.
Yeah, it'll be a pop, all right. I wish the blue was a little brighter, but it's not all that bright. And I think if
it was too bright, it'd be out of place.
It might have been. I mean, if it's too neon, you won't be able to wear it. But I think this will be fine, especially if she likes it enough that she wants it. Because if not, I'll keep it and wear it with something that's really dark, black, or something like that. Because it's very dramatic, and it's fun. I like this, and I am excited that I've got test knitters for this already, for when that comes. 2 of them, so it makes me happy. It's very, very simple pattern.
So, in my Silver Shed USA autumn bag, these are Diana's blocks. It's a Stitch in Time pattern by K.F. Jones. I'm using scrap fingering weight yarn. It's a 45 stitch count. And I'm making so many Diana's hats that I need something to do with my finger weight scraps. So this is going to be my Bakery Bear square. I have a container.
She's doing the
blocks.
The ones that's got little mini blocks in a big block.
Yeah. That's how it's different. And, okay, so here, first of all, did I bring over my... No, I didn't. I have a bunch of red fingering weight yarn that I'm using to not line, to
edge
everything, just because I have so much of it. And it's nitpick, so I can easily get more. Now, wouldn't look as cool as if I was doing like a white or black, but I tend to knit with a lot of red anyway. So the reason I call this my Bakery Bear squares, it's squares that I either picked up the yarn because of Bakery Bears, or the yarn was used in one of Kay's patterns, or something like that. So this was picked up because of Bakery Bears, and it was used in one of Kay's patterns. This is the West Yorkshire Spinners, and these two were used together. This is Owl. I actually used this yarn, not this particular weight, but I used this yarn to design York the Owl.
That was the one that they said the wrong
Yes,
one.
they sent me the wrong weights, and I said, hey, I actually ordered the heavier weights. You sent me fingering weight. They said, keep it, we'll send you the weight you ordered. So I'm finally using it. I had to unfortunately give away this shawl because my skin was very sensitive to the wool, and Laura Concert has it now. It's a beautiful shawl. I love the way it looks. I'm glad I got a good picture of it, because every once in a while I look at that picture, I'm like, I miss that shawl, but I can't wear it, so there's no sense in me having it. It would just make me too itchy.
Yeah. We don't like scratchy stuff around here.
Well, I have sensitive skin.
Well,
and
I can't wear it either, otherwise I would have kept it. But
and then the next row will be Opal.
This is scratchy too.
Well, they like their pure wool.
I'm not sure I would like to wear that on my feet.
I'll have to figure out what to make for you out of this. It's a little bit plumper than the West Yorkshire Spinners.
Yeah. And is that a heavier weight, or no? Because we couldn't find it. Because they have Opal in a more medium weight. I don't know if it's DK or Sport or what it is, but they didn't have it when we went to Maryland Sheep and Wool. They only had the fingering weight. Now,
I only picked up the 2 skeins. I thought I picked up 3, but I picked up 2. So I'm going to alternate in the next little row. It'll be this, then this, then this. And then my final row, and the reason Opal, I haven't used those skeins, but I never would have picked up Opal if it wasn't for the Bakery Bears, because I never heard of it. I know, shocker. This I had used in another one of Kay's shawls, and I do still have this one.
Yeah. I like this color.
So it'll be this, this, and this. And then it'll be all lined with the red. And then I'll find another square to start. So.
How many colors are you using in each square?
It's 9 squares.
But are you using all of those 9 colors in the one square?
Yes.
Okay.
Now this one will move a little slower than my other ones because I don't use quite as much fingering weight.
Right. That's okay.
But I also have, 3 blankets going, so.
Okay.
Which is all Kay's fault.
Everything's Kay's fault. Poor Kay. We're going to make her cry. We love Kay. We give you hugs, Kay. Lots of big hugs.
I think she'll take the hit for this. She loves her blankets.
Yes, she does. And she gets all excited when people do it. Okay, in my Plover Bird pink and purple teacups and tea kettles and sugar bowls bag is my Sherwood shawl, which is the TGV high-speed knitting pattern by Susan Ashcroft. And yes, Brittany, I think you should totally do this. I mean, I think you should.
Because you do.
I just do. She hasn't done it yet. She said she likes it when everybody else does. I said, well, then do it. I think she just rolls her eyes at me.
Now, I've never had a desire to knit that.
I never had, but I was having a lot of trouble finding something that I thought would work with this yarn because of
I feel like you knit it before, or talked about knitting it before.
I talked about knitting it before, but I never did. And Laura Smoot's yarn that she spun for me is perfect for it. The only thing I have to be careful of is it's hand spun, and sometimes I can't see, like I'm not sure if it's 1 stitch or 2.
Right.
So I'm not sure the count is right, but that's what's beautiful about Susan Ashcroft. Some of her patterns don't require you to be right on count.
Right.
And I think this is one of them. So it's really, really pretty. I love the way that Laura Smoot's yarn is working in this. She she spun it for me, and I just absolutely love it. It's a lot softer than I thought hand spun would be, to be honest. I guess it depends on the fiber, but
Yeah.
I think Laura, what kind of ply did you do on this? Because it looks like it's at least a 2-ply.
I think that's
It's a
barber pole. Yeah. Say I with my, I tried spinning and I didn't like it.
I didn't care for spinning either.
I even tried plying and it made a horrible mess of it.
I actually had fairly good tension with my single
Well,
spinning.
the spinning wasn't even the problem. Like, yeah, I mean, I would get thick and thin sometimes, but I was getting to the point where I was fairly regular a little bit. I mean, I only drop spindled.
Yeah.
But then I tried plying. First I did the Andean plying where you wrap it around your hand. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to die. Because it got really tight.
I just couldn't. I can't. And my hat's off to anyone who spins. I am not in any way, shape, or form disrespecting people who spin. I think it's amazing. But for me, I just can't wrap my head around the fact that why should I spin something when I can go get it? If it's different than dyeing.
And I know it's similar to, well, you could just buy something for net. Everyone does with.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have your level of what you are willing to do. Like my husband says, he can't quite wrap his head around why people would want to
Mix their own paint.
Mix their own paint. I mean, you can. I mean, I don't mean mix colors. I mean, he doesn't just use colors out of the tube, but grind it and all that kind of stuff.
So it all depends on what you personally.
I think it's amazing that people spin. I don't have the time.
I had to make a choice.
Yes, that's it. I
have to make a choice between what I want to spend my limited amount of time on.
Yeah.
Either I can spend it all knitting with some of the designing I do, or I had to break that time dividing it with spinning or whatever. And for me, the spinning takes too much time away from the other things that I want to do. It's just an allocation of the time that I have available.
And for me, the injuries also impact it because
that it'd be hard
spinning like this.
I think you could probably do
even like this. If I'm doing too much of it, my shoulder hurts. So knitting, I can change my position, and crocheting, dyeing is really good, and then I need to have time for my writing, which I haven't done.
And then there's the thing where for a while, and it still happens occasionally, I fall asleep while I'm doing stuff. Falling asleep while spinning could be a little disastrous, especially if you're drop spindling. Can you imagine that mess?
Oh, gee. This is the skein that Laura did for me, and I just absolutely love it. I mean, this is for those of you who've been watching for a while, this is my Never Gonna Knit You Up project. And it's just, I could have done my owl as well, but I don't know how much of a whip they allow.
Now, I do tip my hat to the people who do the spinning as well. That's some coordination for the foot and the because I tried one at Maryland Sheep and Wool and couldn't quite get the rhythm.
Well, like I said, I think it's fantastic that they do it. I am very much an admirer of people who can do all things and have the time to do all the things. I have to focus on a couple things, otherwise I won't do anything well. So people like Laura who just do everything and they do it well, it just amazes me. So
I think that just means is it point not in the direction of their time management skills.
Yes. Your turn.
Okay, so now we are headed into we already did with this project here, but in my new projects section, because I started a lot of projects this past week.
Yeah.
Because I had poor impulse control.
I did too. I didn't do quite as many as you, but that's only because I ran out of time before the podcast.
So my next new project is in my, I think it's in this bag. Is in my Silvershed USA Fun of the Woman Cave bag. And I mentioned last week, if you guys remember, that I had a hankering to start this.
All right.
This is 42, and is the Hitchhiker pattern by Martina Bam. And I'm using Marigold Gin yarns, BFL extra long sock, and the colorway Sidewalk Chalk. And honestly, the whole reason I chose this colorway because this is one of my few yarns, one of my few finger weight yarns that was already the right amount of yarn, so I didn't have to
reskein.
No, I didn't have to get 2 skeins.
Oh, right.
I didn't want to have to add another skein of yarn. I literally chose it because of the yardage. This is an addictive pattern. I can see why it's popular. I think I just didn't enjoy the yarn I was working with it last time. The one I yanked out, because it was a little scratchy and I couldn't see myself.
Well, that was it was a luxury yarn from Expression Fiber Arts, and it's very pretty. That woman has impeccable color.
Oh, it was beautiful. It's just that it was
I forget
it was
her
Stelina.
name. Yeah,
and
I forget her name, but I follow her on Instagram and stuff like that. And she gives away. She was giving away giveaways for the last few weeks where there were huge amounts of yarn, gorgeous yarn.
But for this project, it just wasn't something.
Put quite a few teeth on there already.
Yeah. Yes, this, I think I'm on 14 teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And this is one of those projects where you go, oh, just one more tooth. One more tooth. I can do a tooth.
Does this go, is it just an asymmetric like this, or does it go back down again? I think it's just an asymmetric out, right?
I think it goes back down again.
I don't know.
I can't remember, because I've never finished it.
I have to look at the one Brittany gave me.
Yeah, I've never finished it.
Now it's getting to whether I can wear those little shawls that Brittany and Valeria and a couple other people gave me.
Because something like this is a nice weight where you just are getting a little cold around your neck, but you don't want the necessarily heavy thing. So
that's really pretty.
It is pretty.
I have a shawl in that colorway going.
So
case.
Yeah, in a few days I've already got 14 teeth. And it's one of those things, because it grows steadily, you feel like all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, oh, I have progress.
How many more do you have, Ty?
How many more teeth? Well, it's 42 teeth.
How many more do you have?
2.
Okay. That's really pretty. What size needles are 5?
2s?
Those are 2s?
Yep, 2s.
Those are long. I have to buy more needles.
Yeah, that's what had come in the other day for me was, because I started these a couple of finger weight projects all at the same time, all my 2s were disappearing. I was like, okay, well now I need 2s, because I don't do a whole lot of fingering weight, and then all of a sudden I started a bunch of fingering weight.
Okay, my next project is in my Silver Shed USA Crocheting Hoovian Podversary bag. I love it, it's so cute. This is they say it's your birthday project from the Wee Cupcake pattern by Tega Hillard Designs, I think it is. I apologize if I said that wrong. And I made some progress on this.
Why is the tea all gone?
Oh, why is the tea all gone? You can see my little turtle stitch mark from Cappy there, the red one. And then this one, and there's another one here from Crocheting Hoovian. I don't know where it went, but I have it somewhere. Okay. Oh, there it is. Right here. Oh, I thought I had another one. Oh, anyway. So I made some progress on this. I got a little mixed up on the count, but I fixed it, I think. So you can see this is going to go around the baby like this. And the arms, I guess it's actually like this. The arms are up here. You can see the markers. And I just like, this is a fun knit. It really is. And I can see myself maybe doing more of these. I just want to be more careful with my count. I'm not sure how I got off count. But
you're probably watching TV.
Probably. So, see this little baby? Almost cardigan. It's so cute. So I'm enjoying this. And these are on size 11s with bulky weight.
It's like the exact opposite of the needles I'm using now, which are US 1s, I think.
Kim Dye's yarn, Cream Puff Bulky in the Birthday Sprinkles colorway. This is fun. It's a fun pattern. The pattern, I believe, is a free pattern called the Wee Cupcake pattern. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. I'm making good progress in this skein of yarn.
Yeah, Mom, you can be more opposite on the scale. These are US 1s.
Yeah. 1s and 11s. There we go. All right, your turn.
Okay, so, in my Silver Shed USA Rebel Scum bag.
A Rebel Scum bag?
The Rebel Scum.
But what you said was Rebel Scum bag. Did she not say that?
That is so. I guess it's all Han's bag then.
Yeah, I guess.
Because no one would call Luke a scumbag.
No. Or layup. or Chewy. Chewy might tear their arms out.
Yeah, I don't think anybody calls Wookiee a scumbag.
No, that's like when they get mad, when they lose, they pull their arms out, right?
This is actually a different project that was in here before. It's still the Diana's hat. Last time it was Earl Grey hat. And then I made a purchase. And I ripped out Earl Grey hat and started this one. So
With said purchase.
The yarn is Lady Franco Creations Merino Nylon Fingering in the colorway Barnum. So this is a reference to The Greatest Showman.
See, Laura, Greatest Showman.
And
Laura concert.
The name of the hat is King of Humbug. And that is a reference to the song Come Alive. Where at one point the theater critic calls the circus like a humbug or something like that. So when he comes out again, Barnum has across his black top hat in gold.
Silver or gold?
It's gold.
It's gold, yeah.
It's gold. It looks like a crown.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's around his black top hat, and it says King of Humbug. So this is the King of Humbug hat. And honestly, I have far bypassed in a couple of days the progress that I made on the other hat. The other hat, I was only up to about here when I ripped it out.
Right.
I've finished this section, and I'm now in the straightaway.
Cool.
And I just go straight knitting until I do decreases. Now, granted, a lot of this knitting got done. I would have been put on call on Easter at work because we didn't need all the staff, but there was a patient who had been confused over the past couple nights who just needed someone to sit with her so she didn't yank out her catheter or hurt herself and fall out of bed, and because she dementia. So you can't reason with someone who's in full-blown dementia. You can't. Logic does not always work. Doesn't usually work, especially at night. So she actually slept most of the night. I might have had to hold her hand a little bit, but I cued a bunch of like Rat Pack music for her because I figured that was probably her time period, and might bring her back to days when she was young. So I put Rat Pack on and sat and knitted next to her all night. Which is why I have so much done on this. I got paid to listen to Rat Pack and knit. I mean, I'm the kind of knitter that if something happens, I can just do that and go running. So, and I've done that before. But yeah, it definitely, this gold definitely looks like the gold in the lettering. These are definitely Barnum colors. And, I mean, you might see this done in a couple of weeks. Because I've made quite a bit of progress on this.
Cool. What are you missing needle protectors for?
I have 2 projects on my lap.
Oh, okay. Alright. This is a new one as well. Normally, I don't take part in mystery stuff. I don't finish them. I don't like them normally. And this one, I'm on Helen Stewart's mailing list because I love Helen Stewart, the way she writes up her patterns. I've never finished anything of hers, but I just like the way she does it. And this one is a mystery cal based on the Impressionists. The Impressionists I'm doing is this one. This is Surratt. And I forget what they call it, Picnic or something like that. And it's not that it's my favorite. I'm really more of a Monet fan, but I had the colors for this in my stash. It was really funny. I'm using Miss Babs for all of it. The Nori colorway, the Maryland Sheep and Wool 2017, and fountain pen. So you got this. These are the colors I'm using. Okay, and it goes with that. Okay, and I started this right when it came out on the 31st, I think it was, and I'm about 14 rows in because I could have gotten more done, but my hands were starting to crank at me a little bit, so I stopped. And I'm starting to see a little bit of a pattern. I started with the green because I asked Ty, I said, what do you think would be better going into this color, the green or the blue? And actually looking at it, could have been the blue as well, the green as well. But this is A, this is color B, and this is color C. So the next one will be the blue and then the variegated. And you can see a little bit of the lace here. I'm using one of Maureen's stitch markers that she gave us. Thank you, Maureen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using, it calls for a fingering weight with a size 6. I am using size 9s. Nitpicks, I need to get another set of size 9 Chow Goos. These are size 9s and Miss Babs Yowza, which is a DK worsted. And this is a fun pattern. I'm looking forward to getting more done on it this week. I'm finding out that I have to be careful how I sit because my shoulders bother me after a while. So I have to just realign myself and figure out how I was sitting before so my shoulders don't bother me anymore while I knit. Because apparently when one thing gets better, another thing says you weren't paying attention to me and it decides to crank at me. So this is my this is called the I call the project the Impressionist Shawl. I was going to call it something else, and I just, I wanted to see if I could tie it into the tea and tails or something. I'm just going to call it the Impressionist Shawl.
Yeah, unfortunately everything can
Yeah.
get yanked in.
That's okay. So that's that.
Okay, so my final project is in my Plover Bird owl bag. And this, I didn't just buy one skein of the Barnum, I bought 2.
She bought both of them.
Yes, so this is Showman, and it's Lentilla Pattern by Martina Bim, which is another Hitchhiker reference from what I gather. I've never read the book, but apparently it's a Hitchhiker reference. And it's Lady Fernco Creations Merino Nylon Fingering, the colorway Barnum. This is interesting because it works out differently. Because there are short rows in it. And I kind of enjoy the way it works out.
It's
It's
pretty.
not quite as addictive a pattern as the Hitchhiker, but I like the way this pattern works with this colorway. You get these little triangles of color on the edges. So it doesn't pool quite, kind of like does a miniature striping thing.
Yeah.
So I really like the way this works up in this, because I wanted a matching shawl thing, neck thing, and hat. So I'll still have enough between the two of them. I mean, I'll have to use part of the other skein, but by the time I'm finished with the hat, I'll still be working on this.
Right.
Especially as quickly as I'm working through that hat.
Right.
I'll probably, because you can go until you decide you're done with this shawl. So I'll finish the hat, get enough yarn for my square, and then I'll
Finish that.
finish this. So
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Do you have any FOs?
I actually don't.
Okay, neither do I. No royalties?
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
How many do you have?
I don't know. I have a few.
I have, well, 2 technically. You've only given me one of them.
Okay. I can't really show some of these. I'm going to just show the box for this one. I ordered. I told my husband about somebody who was
Yeah, because you already saw my Barnum.
selling looms, medium weight looms. They're called fine gauge looms, I guess. And so this uses medium weight yarn. I haven't opened it. It took the slow route from China, I swear. It came from Oregon. She sent it 2-day priority, and I swear it took it 2 weeks to get to me. We were back and forth getting ready to think about, okay, after Easter I'm going to have to call the post office and see if they can find it or give me the insurance that she put on it. But it's here, and I'll open it on Mother's Day and I'll show it to you then. What do you have next?
So I purchased It's Okay to Be Different. And this is sport weights.
And every skein of that is going to look real. It's going to be different. Says it all. It's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be different. They are all slightly different. So if anybody ordered 2 skeins of that, they may be different. You'll have to alternate the skeins. I think Beth ordered 2 of them. You might have to alternate, Beth, if you use it in the same project.
You know, I could probably make a turtle.
Uh-huh.
Because I was going to say fun, but I kind of, you know, I already have a bright color.
Can you do that for Tara? Was it enough for Tara?
I was thinking maybe for Tara's shell.
Yeah. You know what would be cool for Tara? Is that with the blue underneath.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking like yellow for the head and fins and stuff. So that could work.
Possibly.
I would keep her.
Oh, you'd have to, yeah. That'd be so cute.
I would have to keep her. Because I need another toy.
Of course you do.
Start her.
Is that all you got for
Yeah, you have my other one.
No, I'm not there yet.
Okay, well then, no.
So I want to do that in Etsy shop. So you don't have anything else?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Because everything else I showed Barnum and my needles are in my project.
Laura Concert sent me a jumbo ball winder. Thank you, Laura. Not Laura Concert. Laura Smoot sent this to me. She's going to spank me. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Laura. That was generous of you. And she also sent for you guys as a prize. This is going to be a prize for the current along, the autism awareness. It is a Save Our Sweaters with, I'm not sure if that's Lily or Willy brush. It's a pill remover with Lily brush. So thank you, Laura Smoot, for that. It's a prize. And then she sent us this, and we will be passing this along. But this is the book I wanted to read something out of for you, but we're kind of long, so I probably won't do that until next week as well. It's called Knitting Ephemera. So that's very nice of her. Okay. And I picked up this book.
Well, the impromptu tutorials added some length.
This is Fulton Sheen. He's up for sainthood, and I love him dearly, so I picked up this book. I had a discount coupon for the Daughters of St. Paul, so I picked that up. Okay, now, I picked up a couple of patterns, free mostly, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up patterns for the, but you saw the patterns I picked up, because you saw the projects I picked up.
All right, Etsy shop. I have 2 skeins of See the Potential. One's worsted and one's sport. It will be going up. They will be going up in the shop. Speaking of the shop, I have everything uploaded into the Etsy shop. I've put up a few orders already. I'm loading, making them live. The listings live, a few at a time. I think Laura Concerts is live. I think Maria's. I'm not sure if Maria's are live. They might be in draft still. I think I have, check and see, because I put everything on draft. There are about 6 of them, I think, that are live, and I will be adding more a little at a time. So the skeins are all finished, and they are all in Etsy, but only a few of them are live. So keep looking. I'm adding a little every day. Okay, and these will go up for those of you who did not get in on the pre-order. I will probably be dyeing up this colorway and the It's Okay to Be Different throughout the coming weeks until the end of June. If you want something ahead of time and you ask me about it, I will talk to you about it. I can't guarantee anything, but I might be able to do it for you right away. This is the other thing I dyed up. This is a Captain America. Oops. Maria, this was going to be yours, but I didn't like the way it turned out, so I made another one for you. And it is up. This is Talia's Captain America.
Thank you.
So those are my... That's what I did for Etsy shop. And as I said, if you pre-ordered, go ahead and check the shop. People are being added with their pre-orders. Your names are on them. If you ordered 2 of the same colorway, they'll be both in the same listing. If you ordered 2 or more skeins, but they're not in the same colorway or they're not in the same weight, they will be separate listings. So look for your name, okay? Some of you, I didn't know what your last name is, so you'll see your Ravelry name there. And the 2 Stephanies, I did put your Ravelry names on there because I wanted to avoid confusion, even though you ordered the exact same thing. So that would be Cookie 45 and Vanilla Sock Pig. Okay. And I want to thank everybody who ordered for the Autism Awareness pre-orders. A percentage of those Autism Awareness yarns, it's okay to be different, and they see the potential. Percentage is going to Autism Society, the Autism Society, at the end of the along. So only those 2 yarns, I will do a percentage of those sales to Autism Society. And that includes pre-orders and whatever other of those 2 yarns that I sell. Okay. Anything else?
No, I mean, I've been watching Person of Interest still, but I heard that one of the main characters might be dying, so I'm having a temper tantrum rewatching the older episodes. I do that with characters that I like. If I think someone I like is going to die, I then refuse to watch that episode for a while.
Right. I understand that. Okay. Before I do the thank yous, I do want to remind Allison Roseboom and Paige Gonna Knit that you won prizes for the first quarter of the Tea and Tail, so contact me and let me know. Allison, you contact me because you won the yarn, these Lengthening Shadows, and Gonna Knit, Paige, contact Jeannie, who is Yarns It, for the Franciscan Gypsy Designs pattern. And the other prizes, Alyssa, who is Sensei Day, let me know that you won the stitch markers for the Ready Set Go. And Rose Bob, let me know that you won the skein of Lady Fernicle Creations DK yarn in the Stormy Weather colorway. Christina, Mama C, let me know that you won the skein of Lady Fernicle Creations fingering sock yarn in the Good and Plenty Oops colorway. Franciscan Gypsy Designs pattern goes to Anita, so let me let Jeannie know.
Yeah.
That's Yarns It again, that you won a Franciscan Gypsy Design pattern for the Ready Set Go. The Franciscan Gypsies Design mug, that goes to Lizzie, so Warp F1, contact
Oh, that's
me.
exciting, Lizzie. I don't know. I didn't register that the first time.
Yeah. So let us, we let you.
The reason why it amuses me immensely is I met Lizzie in a different group when she was testing one of my designs.
Right.
So she came into PHN through my design testing. So that's what kind of amuses me about that.
So you let me know what you won, okay? A skein of yarn from Christina. Valeria, you won that. So contact me again with your name and address. I know I have it. I don't care. So just let me know.
You know how this works.
You know how it works. You're a veteran, okay? And I'm so excited that everybody's won these things. The Drawstring Project bag from Christina goes to Lorraine, who is Ellen's Craft. So Lorraine, contact me as well, telling me what you won, the Drawstring Project bag. And Seductive Berry, who is Maria, contact me and let me know that you won the knit beanie kit from Teresa. Okay, so let me know that. Thank you, Lily Meyer, for your donation. The DPN tea cozy and stitch markers and tea from Packing Knits goes to Vani. So Vani, I need your name and address as well. So all you winners, congratulations. Contact me with your names and addresses if you have a physical prize. If you have the prizes from Yarns It, contact Jeannie, okay? And let her know what you want. Thank you for making those so much fun, and don't stop with the PHNT and Tails because second quarter is off and running.
Yes.
Okay, anything else that we need to do before I thank people?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, we thank everybody who commented both in Ravelry and on YouTube. I answered everybody on Ravelry. I did not have a chance to get to everybody who was on YouTube, and I know there are some questions there. I'll try to get to that as soon as I can. We want to thank Maggie Fish 79, Rena, Donna, Missy, and Ellen's Crafts for commenting on YouTube. I did see them. I did like them. I just didn't have a chance to answer them. So I'll do that when I can. And are we podcasting on Monday again?
We should be able to.
Okay, we hope to podcast on Monday.
It might be in the morning because I'm working Sunday.
Are you working Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay, so we might be working on Monday. Might be podcasting Monday morning. So we hope to see. We wish you all a very blessed week, full of knitting and crocheting and whatever it is, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. And we hope you have a very blessed week. We hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Womb Cave next week. And this is the Pen Hook and Needles podcast, episode 302, and that's a wrap.
Bye.